We really focus on trying to create opportunities for people to learn something that they can take home with them and for them to be able to engage with other attendees.
So one of the first things that, people are going to get to experience is palm trees. Palm trees, and the centerpiece of the resort is a 800,000 gallon lagoon pool with 12 waterfalls.
It's really central to our association governance, aside from all the fun activities that surround it, which is very important and really enjoyable as well. That annual meeting is actually a really important part of our association governance.
Welcome to Holstein Connections, where we share the latest stories, insights, and news from Holstein Association USA and beyond. The largest dairy cattle breed association in the world, Holstein Association USA provides leadership, information, and services to help dairy producers worldwide be successful. Whether you're in the barn, on the road, or just tuning in for your dose of dairy news, we're glad you're here. This is Holstein Connections.
Hello, Holstein enthusiasts. Today, we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what's planned for the 2026 National Holstein Convention, taking place from June 22nd through 25th, 2026 in Orlando, Florida. Joining me for the conversation are Holstein Association USA CEO Lindsey Worden and Convention and Youth Programs Manager Kelli Dunklee. Welcome to the podcast, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
Before we talk about the 2026 National Holstein Convention specifically, I thought it would be helpful for listeners to hear a little bit about the history of convention and what it entails. How would you describe National Holstein Convention to someone who has never attended?
Yeah, I can go first on this one, Emily. So I'm really excited to talk about convention. It's been one of my favorite activities all year as a Holstein USA employee and also as a junior member back in my youth. So I love the National Convention. And I think why I love it is it's really the one time a year where a large group of Holstein enthusiasts, we all get together under one roof in one location. We've got part education, part association governance, and part celebration. But at its core, I think it's really about the people, and that's always my favorite part. We like to think we've got a lot of activities that'll expose our members to some of the cutting edge things that are happening in our industry and with our association, ideas for the future of the breed. And then, of course, there's that element of celebrating those lifelong friendships that a lot of us have been able to make over the generations. So for me, I think that's really what the Holstein Convention's about, is celebrating the Holstein cow and the people who care for her.
How about for you, Kelli?
Yeah, and the great thing about our convention is, it doesn't stay in one place. It rotates around the country to a different spot each year. And this year it just happens to be in beautiful Orlando, Florida. And so it's kind of like a 4-day event that covers anything from youth contest to our annual business meeting to educational sessions and fun events. About 700 plus attendees gather. So it's something that offers something for all ages.
So I'm curious, Lindsey and Kelli, how many years have each of you attended National Holstein Convention, if you know off the top of your head?
I think this year will be 19 or 20 for me as an employee, including when I was a Holstein USA intern. And when I was a junior member, I probably attended 5 or 6. So I've spent about half the years of my life going to National Holstein Convention in June.
Wow. Kelli?
Without counting them all up, I think it's 29. It might be 30.
So you two are truly some of the experts on National Holstein Convention. So for someone who maybe hasn't attended a National Holstein Convention in many years, what do you think would surprise them about today's convention experience?
Kelli just touched on this a minute ago, but I think some people may be surprised how many people still come to the National Convention. So I think Kelli said we have over 700. I think our registration number was 750 last year, and I think we're expecting, a similar number this year. So that might be one thing that might surprise somebody that hasn't attended in a few years. And I think for me, the other thing is just really how dynamic conventions become. Obviously, the Holstein USA annual business meeting is a big part of it, but we also have very vibrant youth contests. We've added new contests and they've gotten bigger through the years. So that's a big component. But on the adult side, we're not just sitting in a ballroom all day talking about stuffy association business. We've got educational sessions. We've got different speakers. We've mixed up the format of some of the things we do with our board elections and how we have our candidates forum. So we really focus on trying to create opportunities for people to learn something that they can take home with them and for them to be able to engage with other attendees. We try and have a jam-packed schedule, especially for the kids, but also we recognize the importance of just allowing a little bit of free time for people to connect with their friends that they might only get to see once or twice a year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I would also say what comes to mind is how easy it is to make instant connections with youth and adults. Even if you're a first-time attendee, it's really nice because all of our members share a common passion, the Holstein cow. So you have that instant connection. One of the other things I would say is how courteous and intelligent our youth are.
Yeah, I know that's something that we frequently get comments from the staff that work at the hotels that we're at is what a great group of juniors we have. So that's something I think we take a lot of pride in.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's really special to see people of all ages coming together over that shared passion for the Holstein cow at our convention. Lindsey, from your perspective as CEO, why is National Holstein Convention important for our members, our association, and ultimately the future of the Holstein breed?
Yeah, thanks, Emily. I think, convention is really where our members can come together and help shape the direction of our association and our breed. It's really important because it's where member voices get to come to life. We have our annual meeting. It's going to be the 140th annual meeting this year, which I think is really incredible to think about. We've got all of our delegates and interested members that come to the meeting. That's where we pass any resolutions that might come from the memberships. It's where we would pass any bylaw amendments that might come forth. Very importantly, it's where we have our board of director elections. So it's really central to our association governance, aside from all the fun activities that surround it, which is very important and really enjoyable as well. That annual meeting is actually a really important part of our association governance. We share updates on what's happening with all of our committees. So again, it's really a chance for our members to come and feel engaged with what's going on in the association. And then more importantly, have a chance to give us feedback and share their feelings and opinions on that with staff and leadership and their fellow members.
So diving into 2026, the theme of this year's convention is Holsteins in Paradise, and it's very fitting given the beautiful location at the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress Resort in Orlando. Kelli, tell us about some of the highlights of the resort that our attendees can look forward to.
So one of the first things that, people are going to get to experience is palm trees. Palm trees, and the centerpiece of the resort is a 800,000-gallon lagoon pool with 12 waterfalls. So that's really a highlight of the whole outside area. Other outdoor activities can include canoeing, paddle boats, paddleboard, kayaking. Additionally, there are bikes, 8-hole pitch and putt. There's a 5-hole mini golf, water slide, rock climbing, ping pong, even a basketball court, some volleyball and pickleball courts. And then there's also walking and jogging trails and a small arcade room off the pool. And the other nice thing is there are 3 on-site restaurants and a grab-and-go market. There's an award-winning golf course right out the back door, 24-hour health club, and a full-service spa. Just some of the many things that you can do while you're there.
And the gardens and the property itself is just beautiful as well. So definitely a lot to look forward to, whether you want to go for a swim, just take a walk around the walking path. There's a lot to enjoy, and the resort and location itself has a lot to offer, I think. Kelli, can you give us a breakdown of what to expect in the convention schedule itself this year?
Sure. So on Monday, we are going to offer our pre-convention tours. So you can choose to go to the Kennedy Space Center. That's going to be an 8 to 4 p.m. event. That's going to be a self-guided experience that will allow you to explore the legendary launch sites, interactive exhibits, any behind-the-scenes stories that define America's space program. So throughout the complex, you'll get to discover the science and technology that make human space life possible.
You and I were both on that tour, and there really is so much to take in at the Space Center. So no matter what you're interested in, there is an exhibit or an interactive piece that I think people will be able to enjoy.
And then if you choose not to do the Kennedy Space Center, we are offering the Deseret Ranch. That's going to be an 8 a.m. to a 1 p.m. tour, so a half-day tour. This ranch is part of one of the largest and most innovative cattle operations in the U.S. So it's going to be a guided experience that offers a look at how agriculture and sustainability come together in Central Florida. So our attendees will explore the ranch's expansive operations, learning how technology, animal care, and environmental stewardship are balanced across thousands of acres. And then that evening, we will kick off our Dairy Jeopardy orientation. And that will be followed by our Cowabunga Bash, where youth are encouraged to wear their Hawaiian attire. And then Tuesday, we jump right into the full swing of things. We are going to offer our Dairy Jeopardy contest. We'll have our many youth interviews. We will have our Holstein Hub, which features our trade show and our dairy bar. We will have speech contests and a general lunch. And we'll also have our Holstein Horizons educational speaker sessions. And so that's going to be open to youth and adults. And there's going to be many throughout the day. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. We'll have our Dairy Acknowledge Exam that night, our National Convention sale, and then a Western themed junior barnyard boogie. So then we're already into Wednesday, again, our Holstein Hub area with our trade show and our dairy bar. We'll have our Dairy Bowl contest that day, and our adults will be enjoying our Holstein Association USA annual business meeting. In the afternoon, we'll offer our awards luncheon, and that's going to feature our Big Three award winners, our breeders and our leaders from across the country, as well as our DJMs and YDJMs. We'll have our National Junior Forum later that day, and then that night will be for all to come together for a night of Holstein magic. And then we're slowly wrapping up. We're moving on to Thursday. Our delegates will enjoy a breakfast. Our youth will finish completing Dairy Bowl finals, and our Holstein annual business meeting will wrap up. And then we will have our junior awards breakfast where we will announce our many, many outstanding youth.
Thank you, Kelli. Certainly a jam-packed schedule and lots for everyone to enjoy. So I want to dive into a couple aspects of that a little bit more. First, I do want to mention that the Holstein Hub area is kind of a new format for our dairy bar and our trade show setting, which will provide a nice casual way for people to network, whether it's with the trade show vendors or with each other, along with enjoying our delicious dairy bar snacks. We'll also have a nice family room where people can come and enjoy games or just take a few minutes to relax from all of the excitement from convention as well. Lindsey, would you want to touch on some of the educational opportunities that will be available for our attendees to take in during the convention as well?
Yeah, definitely, Emily. So as Kelli mentioned, our featured educational day is going to be Tuesday, and we've got a full day with our Holstein Horizons educational speaker sessions. And Holstein Horizons is an event, I think we're going into our third year, and it's really all about having a variety of speakers on several different topics that I'll mention in a minute. But we're really focused on having practical, forward-looking education that members can take something home and actually use. So this year, our theme that we're using to build our sessions around is small investments and big returns. And we know that dairy farmers are always trying to do more with less. And so we've really leaning into that. And that's what our speakers are going to focus on. But we've got a lot of different topics. So we're going to have some topics on genetics, talking about using genomics for heat resilience. We're going to have a producer panel that tags on with maximizing profit through investments in genetic programs. Then we're going to shift gears a little bit, and Dr. Jeffrey Bewley is going to talk about technology investments that pay off, again, focusing on that small investment, big return theme. And we've got some more speakers talking about dairy technology and sensor technology. Then shifting gears a little bit after lunch, we're going to talk about labor. We know that that's a major topic that everybody in agriculture is facing now. So we're going to have a speaker talking about building strong teams through intentional leadership. And then we're going to have another panel with some producers talking about labor and leadership strategies that they use on their farms that they found successful. And then finally, to round out the day, we're going to talk a little bit about social media. That's always a popular topic and a low-cost way to reach people. So we're going to talk about how farmers can leverage social media and, again, make some small investments that might have some big returns. What I really think is cool, we've got a lineup that combines some technical research expertise with some real world producer perspective. So there should hopefully be something for everyone. As Kelli mentioned, it's geared towards both adults and youth. So we certainly invite those junior members to come in and listen to those sessions as well. So then in addition to Holstein Horizons, we've also are excited to welcome a guest speaker during the Holstein USA annual meeting. So that's just one more opportunity that members will have to hear an external voice that will hopefully bring them some information that they can use. So really something almost every day of the convention that people can use to learn something they can take home with them.
Certainly, and I think a really nice mix of speakers and topics and even some dairy farmers and producers themselves on that Holstein Horizons Day. So I'm excited to hear all the sessions and see what's in store there. I'm curious, what do you think makes the convention a must-attend event for members this year?
I think 2025 was a great year for Holstein USA, and we've got a lot of momentum heading into 2026. And I think that our convention is really going to reflect that. And again, just be that celebration of our members and the Holstein cow. So between the educational programming, the opportunities to connect with your fellow members, and of course, the beautiful setting in Orlando that we're going to have, I think we're really just trying to bring everybody intentionally together and get them to enjoy the whole convention, the learning aspect, the community aspect. And I think that's what makes our convention really special. And I hope to welcome many of our members there.
Yeah, I would agree. And whether you're a delegate or whether you're participating in a youth program, I think connection and networking are like two such valuable key pieces to the future of our dairy industry.
Absolutely. Before we learn more about National Convention, a quick break.
Looking for brief updates from Holstein Association USA delivered directly to your fingertips? Our recently launched email newsletter, The Holstein Insider, offers just that. From association news to member features and events and deadlines, The Holstein Insider delivers monthly updates to your email inbox. Subscribe to the newsletter by visiting holsteinusa.com and clicking on the email newsletter button on the home page or visiting the link in the show notes.
Welcome back. Our National Junior Holstein Association contests and programs are another important part of our convention. Kelli, I know you mentioned in the schedule several different contests and activities that our juniors will be taking place in. Would you want to expand on that a little bit more?
Sure. We're going to kick off the convention with a dance Monday evening. And so this is going to be a great way to reconnect and get to know attendees. From there, we jump into our many programs from Jeopardy, interviews, speeches, folding displays, and scrapbooks. Then Wednesday, our Dairy Bowl contest takes place in our National Junior Forum, where you have the opportunity to maybe represent youth from across the country by being elected to the committee. And we wrap up things with our Dairy Bowl finals and our Junior Awards breakfast.
And Lindsey, from your perspective, what does convention have to offer our junior members?
I think we've touched on this community aspect and the networking aspect a lot, but I'm going to talk about it again just briefly. So I think what we have to offer for juniors is that it's a great way to meet kids from all across the country that love the same things that they do. So even if you're somebody like me, I grew up in New Mexico. When I came to the Holstein Convention, there wasn't any other kids from New Mexico there. Even if you walk in not knowing a single person, you're going to have a common ground with people there that you're going to be able to use to form truly lifelong connections. I know a couple kids that met at a junior Holstein convention. They lived in different states and they're married now. So you can't underestimate the value of those connections that you can make. And that's something that I think we have a lot of opportunities at the convention that help bring kids together. Even if you're not looking for a future spouse, you can maybe meet your future best friend or somebody who can help you get a job down the road at the convention. Like I said, I think our team, our staff, and our junior advisory committee do an awesome job planning a lot of fun activities to help keep the kids busy from the time the sun comes up until well after it goes down. And I think the other aspect is I think the convention can be really eye-opening for juniors. These kids, they spend a lot of time studying for Dairy Bowl or Dairy Jeopardy or their speeches, but the convention also exposes them to all the other things that the Holstein Association does. So it can help them get a full scope of the industry and hopefully help them see that there's a place for them in it. Even if they don't choose to become a dairy farmer, if they're working in allied industry or maybe just even in another role not in agriculture, they can still feel that connection to the Holstein cow and know that there's a place for them in the Holstein Association. I think there's a lot of breeders that come that maybe these kids have just only seen a farm's post on Facebook or something, and when they come to convention, they'd have a chance to actually meet those people in person. So I think that's a cool moment as well for the kids that's hard to replicate somewhere else other than the Holstein Convention.
Absolutely. I think that the junior aspect and involvement in our convention is something that really sets it apart and makes it stand out. So another thing that I think is unique is the family-friendly nature of convention. What do you think makes National Holstein Convention so family-friendly?
Part of that's by design. I think that when we're putting together the schedule and the events, we're very intentional about trying to make convention a family-friendly event. We know that for some of our members, this might be the summer vacation that they take as a family. And so we really want to make it not just about the junior contest or whatever. We really want to make it something that they can create some great memories as a family. So from the junior activities to the schedule that we put together, and the location this year is going to be awesome too, right? We really want families to feel comfortable attending together as a group if they choose. Of course, like I said, Orlando really lends itself well to that. Kelli talked about the amazing pool that's at the resort. I think it's going to create a lot of opportunities for families to make memories beyond just the convention activities themselves.
Yeah, and I would also add this year with our Holstein Hub, our Dairy Bar and Trade Show area, we're also featuring a game room, we'll call it, for kids to play games and do fun things, maybe some coloring pages. So we're trying to touch and reach people of all ages.
Yeah, I think you're both right. We definitely are very intentional when we're setting up convention to make sure that any one of our members or families that comes has something that they can enjoy and a location that they can feel comfortable and really have fun in and make those memories. We've touched several times on the connection opportunities that convention provides, whether that's reconnecting with old friends or making new ones. What kind of connections happen at convention that probably wouldn't really be possible anywhere else?
This question really resonates with me because, like I said earlier, I started attending Holstein Convention with my parents as a junior member myself, and a junior member, again, being from a state that didn't have a very active registered population. I was able to come to the convention. I met friends there that I still consider to be friends today, and people that I work with in the industry. So they've truly been lifelong friendships. And I think what's really special for me, and this really hit home for me actually just last year, is now I've got a lot of these friends that I've made through Holstein events or friends that I've made in college, and they're actually coming and now attending convention as adults with their own kids. And so I think that's really cool to see that. Some of those people, they're serving as delegates. A few of them have even gone on to serve on the Holstein USA Board of Directors. So when you think about, literally knowing people for 25 or 30 years of your life and just seeing people grow and change and have families of their own, like that's just a really cool experience for me personally. And again, I think there's just a lot of those opportunities at convention to make those connections with people that have the shared interest. That's just not something that you have every day, even if you're active in your home community. Being able to really have those conversations with people that love the same things that you do is really special, and convention creates a lot of those memories.
Yeah, and I would just add to that from the youth side of things, maybe you're able to figure out where your internship is going to be, in the next few months, or maybe you're making a connection with a future employer. So all kinds of connections there. And like Lindsey said, we've already mentioned we have had attendees find their future spouse at convention and get married.
Certainly some cool stories and connections that have come out of National Convention. So moving into the registration structure of convention, we have 2 simplified registration package options this year that will make planning easier and really ensure that everyone is able to take in all of these convention experiences that we've been talking about here today. So describe the options available and how registration works.
Yeah, so the 4-day package option includes all activities and meals during Holstein Convention. So this is going to be the right option for attendees who want to attend all Holstein Convention activities and meals, including junior events. Our 2-day package option is going to include all activities and meals during Tuesday and Wednesday. So this might be the right option for you if you want to attend all Holstein Convention activities and meals just on Tuesday and Wednesday, and including the national sale. So if you're looking to purchase, one of our pre-convention tickets, that's not going to be included in the package, and that's going to be a separate ticket you would need to purchase. But I would encourage you, if you have questions, to visit our Holstein website, holsteinconvention.com, for more information. You'll find a package price information sheet, which really details any of the information you may need to know. And then if you have further questions, feel free to reach out.
And then the registration package includes much more than just the meals. What's included in the registration package that it might be easy to forget about or overlook?
I think from my standpoint, it's really easy to think about registration just in terms of the meals, but your registration is really your all access package to the Holstein Convention. It's going to include all your meals for the days that are included in whichever package you choose, but it also includes access to all of our educational sessions we've talked about, all the meetings, events, networking opportunities, and experiences that really bring the week together. We really wanted it to feel all inclusive, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't buy a ticket for this event, but now other people I know are going and I want to go too, so I need to try and find a ticket. You don't have to worry about running back to your hotel room to try and get a ticket. We really just want people to be able to come, check in, and then just relax and attend whatever parts of the event that they would want. So that's really the spirit behind creating the registration packages and creating that all-inclusive experience. And really just, like I said, from literally sunrise to sundown at the convention, it's anything that you could want all day, every day.
Absolutely. I think the packages will make a seamless experience for everyone, so they really get to take in everything convention has to offer. And if you're staying right there at the hotel in the resort, I know Kelli was also able to get those resort fees waived so that our attendees are able to enjoy all of those wonderful amenities and features that we've talked about outside of the structured convention activities as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we wrap up, I want to hear from both of you. What are you most looking forward to experiencing during the week of convention?
I think, again, it's going to sound a little bit redundant, but like I said, National Holstein Convention has been one of my favorite weeks of the year for the last 20 years or so. And for me, it's really about the people. I love coming to the convention and just walking from point A to point B. I know I'm going to run into people that maybe I haven't even seen them in 10 years or so, but I recognize them. We recognize each other. We're able to have a quick catch up. I know we always need to leave a little bit of a buffer time when we're walking somewhere, because you're going to stop and want to chit chat with some people. So that's great. But then it's also meeting some new people. I always love, especially meeting new juniors that might be coming to a convention for the first time, or maybe I just haven't had a chance to meet them. I think that's cool. And then just the overall energy of the event, the energy of having all these people together in one place, the amazing energy that our junior members bring, just kind of that buzz that the whole event has, I think is something that always just gets me. That first morning, it's like, yeah, this is what it's all about. This is where I'm supposed to be right now. And it's just a reminder of like why our organization matters and why what we do is meaningful. So it's just really personally satisfying for me to see all of our members come together and enjoy the events at the convention.
For me, I would have to say absolutely the same thing. The people, the members, hearing those familiar people that you just can't wait to reconnect with.
Lots to look forward to coming in June at National Holstein Convention. To learn more about National Holstein Convention or register, visit holsteinconvention.com. Before we officially end this conversation, I have 5 would you rather questions. This time they're all with a convention twist to them. So are you ready, ladies?
You betcha.
Yes.
Awesome. Would you rather compete in Dairy Bowl or Dairy Jeopardy?
I'm going to go with Dairy Jeopardy. Dairy Jeopardy is a contest that I've actually worked with. Since I was an intern, I helped write the Dairy Jeopardy questions, and so it's near and dear to my heart. But as a competitor, I think I would enjoy Dairy Jeopardy the most as well.
Dairy Bowl, champion in 1991.
Woohoo! Would you rather travel west or south for National Holstein Convention?
I'm going to go west.
I'm going west too.
Enjoy yogurt or cheese from the dairy bar?
I probably should say yogurt, but my plate usually ends up pretty full of cheese when I make a trip through there.
Cheddar cheese.
I'm the same way. I think the cheese takes the cake there. Would you rather attend the National Convention sale or a junior dance?
Ooh, this is tough. I would say poke my head into both.
I agree. It's a tough question, but I've got to go junior dance.
And then finally, would you rather be a first-time junior attendee experiencing everything for the first time, or a seasoned attendee reconnecting with old friends?
I think it's safe to say that I'm firmly in the seasoned attendee camp, and I just love coming in and seeing people and meeting new ones.
Season definitely for me, but I would love to be a youth again.
Wouldn't we all, Kelly? Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for both of your time and your insights into National Convention, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Holstein Connections. Whether you're in the barn, on the road, or just tuning in for your dose of dairy news, we're glad you're here. Until next time, this is Holstein Connections.